Everyone. This is Mrs. H, and I'm here to tell you that I have a new video series that I'm starting for Collingswood and Oakland students. It's called First Chapter Fridays, and it's where I'll read the first chapter of a chapter book to see if anyone is interested in reading it. There are a lot of ways you can still get books right now through online services, through our local libraries. Also, YouTube has a lot of recordings. Local bookstores. Oakland has the Mac and Via service, so there's a lot of places you can look for books. This one is called Turtle in Paradise. It's really awesome. It's written by Jennifer Holm, who is an author I really admire. She and her brother also wrote the Sunny Side Up series and the Baby Mouse series. She's written so many good stories. So it takes place in the 1930s, and it's about a young girl who has to relocate to another place without her family. Let's see what happens. I'll read the beginning for you all. It takes place starting in June 1935. Everyone thinks children are sweet as Necco wafers, but I've lived long enough to know the truth. Kids are rotten. The only difference between grown-ups and kids is that grown-ups go to jail. Kids get away with it. I stare out the windows as Mr. Edgett's Ford Model A rumbles along the road, kicking up clouds of dust. It's so hot that the backs of my legs feel like melted gum, only stickier. We've been driving for days now. It feels like an eternity. In front of us is a rusty pickup truck with a gang of dirty-looking kids in the back, sandwiched between furniture, an iron bed, a rocking chair, battered pots all tied up with little bits of fraying rope like a spider web. A girl my age is holding a baby that's got a pair of bloomers tied on its head to keep the sun out of its eyes. The boy sitting next to her has a gap between his two front teeth. Not that this stops him from blowing spitballs at us through a straw. We've been stuck behind this truck for the last few miles, and our windshield is covered with wadded bits of wet newspaper. A spitball smacks the window and Mr. Edgett hammers the horn with the palm of his hand. The no-good boy just laughs and sticks out his tongue. There ought to be a law. No wonder this country's going to the dogs, Mr. Edgett grumbles. Mr. Edgett, who says, "You can call me Lyle," has a lot of opinions. He says folks in the Dust Bowl wouldn't be having so much trouble if they just moved near some water. He says he doesn't think President Roosevelt will get us out of this depression, and that if you give someone money for not working, why would they ever bother to get a job? But mostly Mr. Edgett talks about a new hair serum that he's selling that's going to make him rich. It's called Hair Today, and he's a believer. He's used the product himself. "Can you see the new hair, Turtle?" he asks, pointing at his shiny bald head. "I don't see anything. It must grow invisible hair." Maybe Archie should start selling hair serum. If his pal Mr. Edgett's going to get anything by, most men would rather have hair than be smart. Archie's a traveling salesman. He's sold everything, brushes and gadgets, Bibles, you name it. Right now, he's peddling encyclopedias. "I could sell a trap to a mouse," Archie likes to say. And it's the truth. Housewives can't resist him. I know that my mama couldn't. It was last May, one day after my 10th birthday, when I opened the door of Mrs. Grant's house and saw Archie standing there. He had dark brown eyes and thick black hair brushed back with lemon pomade. "Well, hello there," Archie said to me, tipping his Panama hat. "Is the lady of the house at home?" "Which lady?" I asked. "The ugly one or the pretty one?" He laughed. "Why, ain't you a sweet little thing?" "I'm not sweet," I said. "I slugged Ronald Caruthers when he tried to throw my cat in a well. And I'd do it again." Archie roared with laughter. "I'll bet you would. What's your name, princess?" "Turtle," I said. "Turtle, huh?" he mused, stroking his chin. "I can see why. You got a little snap to you, don't you?" "Who's that you're talking to, Turtle?" my mother called, coming to the door. Archie smiled at Mamma. "You must be the pretty lady." Mamma put her hand over her heart. Otherwise, it would have leaped right out of her chest. She fell so hard for Archie that she left a dent in the floor. Mama's always falling in love, and the fellas she picks are like dandelions. One day they're there, bright as sunshine, charming Mama, buying me presents, and the next they're gone, scattered to the wind, leaving weeds everywhere, and Mama crying. But Mama says Archie's different, and I'm starting to think she may be right. He keeps his promises, and he hasn't disappeared yet. Even Smokey the cat likes him, which is saying something, considering she bit the last fella the mama dated. Also, he's got big dreams, which is more than I can say for most of them. I'm going to stop there. So again, this book is about a girl named Turtle. She is going to she's going to move to Florida for a little bit and be out of her comfort zone for a bit. So far, we were introduced to her, and she's living during the 1930s, during that time period called the Depression that you may have learned about in school. And she's with her mom and soon to be stepfather, Archie. So if you enjoy this book, here's the title. Turtle in Paradise by Jennifer Holm. You can try to get a copy. If you're having trouble getting a copy, just contact me and I'll see if I can help you out. All right. Have a great day, everyone.